friends, Amanda here. Welcome back to Handmade Now Hallmark and my Christmas card series for this year. Today I've got these fun shaker gift tags featuring some fun mama elephant images. I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. I really wanted to try my hand at creating some fun shaker tags. I've never made gift tags before, and I had to step up my game and make some shaker ones. I am using the Mama Elephant Simon Says STAMPtember Exclusive stamp set. Now you could use any images that you have on hand. You don't have to use this exclusive set. You can use anything that you have. These were just the perfect size for the shaker tags, and I really wanted to use them, and I know that some folks out there who did get an opportunity to get these images and wanted to see some different ways to use them. So I know a lot of creators out there have been doing tags with these. They're just the perfect size for tags, so I thought I would give it a try too. I am using the tag builder set from MFT, and I'm also using the Christmas background stamp from MFT as well. And I am just going to stamp this Christmas text on the back of these tags. I wanted to have something interesting on my tags. I didn't want them just to be plain colored cardstock, so I went through my stash and found some different colors of cardstock and some matching inks, and I'm just going to stamp these down onto the backgrounds. I wanted to get this done ahead of time so they had an opportunity to dry completely before I started assembling the tags. Like I mentioned before, you could use any images that you have on hand to make these shaker tags. Lawn Fawn has a lot of really great images that I think would fit beautifully on here. MFT, all sorts of companies out there. I personally just really wanted to use these images from Mama Elephant. I know that they're not available anymore, but they did just have a release at the beginning of October for their anniversary, and they came out with some amazing Christmas images, and they're getting ready to have another release. So don't be disappointed if you don't have these particular images. You could use any that you have in your stash. Just shop through what you have, and you can create some fun shaker tags as well. I'm going to speed the video up here. It is the same process. I'm just going along and I'm stamping all of these tags. I didn't have to stamp that insert piece to the tag, but I wanted to make sure that it didn't shift or move whenever I stamped it. That's the only reason I put that one window insert back inside when I was stamping, so that it kept its shape and it didn't really move around too much. I didn't have any issues with stamping these. I love the way that they turned out. I love the simplicity of these. I think you could make a ton of them. You don't necessarily have to make them shakers. You could just go with the plain tag shape and do the same inking and just add your image. So doing the shakers is just an extra step. I wanted to make it fun. I plan on putting these on a couple of gifts for my children, which I think that they would absolutely love. They've already seen the tags, but I really think that they would enjoy these, and I plan on making some more for some of my other relatives and family members so that they can hopefully keep them and turn them into ornaments for their tree. I didn't add any kind of stamping on the back for like a to and from. I plan on just kind of writing my greeting in there. They make a lot of stamps out there on the market that have that. If you wanted to add, kind of a to and from or a greeting on the back of the tag, I just opted to leave that step out. Next, I'm going to stamp all of my images here, and these little ones are sweet from Mama Elephant. They have little signs, and I know that Mama Elephant came out with a few stamps that have critters or characters holding little signs. So if you wanted to do something similar to this, I will try my best to link to some similar images from Mama Elephant down in the description. I'm going to stamp all of the images as well as, or the main images, there's some accessory images as well as 5 of the trees, because I want each of my character to have a Christmas tree. And then I'm also going to stamp a little greeting on their little sign as well. This would be a fun place. You could personalize it by adding maybe a letter for an initial, which would be a fun way to do Christmas tags or for gift tags for people. Just add their initials on the little sign, and then that way they can go around and find which gift is theirs, which I think is a really fun idea. These would be fun to make for also for stocking tags. You could add their names or something similar. I think that would be a really neat way to kind of utilize these tags and make Christmas a little bit more fun. I'm using some Copic friendly paper. This is some Simon Says 100-pound cardstock, and I'm also using some of their Simon Says jet black ink. This is all Copic friendly ink because I do plan on using my Copic markers. Again, you could use any coloring medium. I think these would be really sweet colored with colored pencils on craft because that is one of my favorite ways to color in images. Once all my stamping was complete, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the stamping for their little signs. There are so many fun little greetings in here that you can use. I just went through and chose ones that I felt fit the little signs perfectly, and I do apologize if my head gets in the way at any point. I just wanted to make sure I got those nice and lined up. And with these stamps being so new, they kept sticking to my nail polish, so I was having a little trouble getting them to stay. So I figured out if you just kind of press them, they will stick to the paper, which was kind of neat. Yeah, my children really love these. My little guy was absolutely obsessed with them. He was shaking them around and having a good old time with them. If you guys enjoy the creation of these tags, please let me know down in the comments if you'd like to see me make some more tags. I'm trying to venture into creating some more unique items. And I'm not so much on the kind of the interactive card train. I don't mind doing shaker cards because they're super easy, but I'm not really into the interactive cards. I always struggle with them, and I always mess them up, or I get really frustrated. So I would rather go along with something that doesn't stress me out too much. So if you'd like to see more tags, let me know down in the comments below. I loved creating these, and I'd like to create some more. I've got a few more ideas. Now that I have all of my images ready to go and they were all stamped down, I did give them a couple of minutes to dry completely so that the ink didn't smudge. And I'm going to be using my Copic markers like I mentioned, and all of my Copic colors will be listed in the description as well as shown on the screen here for you to follow along, or if you like the color combinations. I'm going to put on some music for you to enjoy, and when I'm all finished with the coloring, we'll come back and finish up these tags together.
When everything is white, glimmering silver white, and stillness fills the night, it's Christmas, a winter wonderland, a snowball in each hand. Take me away, Christmas Day. There's joy in the air, family's near. We give thanks for this past year. Oh, nothing compares to the love that we share. Oh, what a bliss. A green red delight with glimmering silver white. You dazzle us all from big to small. Warm laughter and white smiles, my presents stacked in piles. Take me away, Christmas Day. For this past year, oh, nothing compares to the love that we we share. Oh, what a bliss. A green red delight with glimmering silver wine. You dazzle us all from big to small. Warm laughter and white smiles, my presents stacked in piles. Take me away, Christmas Day. Take me away, Christmas Day.
Once all my coloring was finished, I used the coordinating dies to cut out all of the images. Next, I'm going to go in and do my favorite part of coloring and creating cards. It's adding all of the fun detail to the characters. I'm going to go in with my white jelly roll number 10, and I'm going to add highlights to their little outfits and to their cheeks. Again, as I mentioned in several videos before, this is completely optional. You do not have to add these. I personally think it's a fun touch and it adds a lot of interest to my characters. I also added some little tick marks around Santa's fur-lined hat and his coat. I really think that adds the effect that it is a fuzzy hat. The little elf didn't have much to add to him. And then for my penguin, I'm going to do the same for his little Christmas hat. I'm going to add that same ticking to make it look like he's got a fuzzy cap as well. And I do apologize that my reindeer coloring wasn't completely in screen. I must not have been paying too much attention, so I do apologize that you didn't get to see the full coloring of him. Next, I'm going to go in with my black glaze pen and add their highlights to their little eyes. I love doing this on these sorts of characters, especially with a mama elephant. They really liven up the characters and kind of bring them to life. Again, this is another optional step as well. I think my favorite would have to be the little penguin. I love his little fuzzy hat. I thought about coloring it in red as well, but I really felt like the blue fit more for the tag I'm going to put him on. And then finally, I'm going to go in with my Stardust glitter pen and add some little dot details to add some sparkle to each of the little characters here. I have recently found this pen again, and I just love it so much. It adds a lot of nice shine. I'm also going to add some detail to the trees. I really liked doing this. I did this a few years ago where you kind of add like striped flicked lines up from the bottom of the trees to add some sparkle and glisten to them. I feel like it makes them look like they might be frosty, or just gives them a little bit of shine. And I did that to all of my trees. Also off camera, I took my I took my tag windows and I attached acetate to them with some score tape. I fiddled and fussed with this quite a bit. That's the only reason why I didn't put it on screen. It wasn't difficult. It was just, I had a really hard time getting the clear plastic to die cut. I actually couldn't get it to die cut at all. So I had to custom cut the windows for my little tags after I had them attached. So that's the only reason I don't have it on screen here, but it is super simple. I just took some really thin score tape and attached the clear plastic to that. And that is the Judikins embossable window plastic that I used on my little window frames here. Next, I wanted to add just a few snowflakes to these frames. I'm going to be using some StazOn cotton white ink. This is a permanent ink that you can stamp on any kind of slick surface. It works perfectly with this clear plastic. Now, because this is the embossable window plastic, I could, or you could, use embossing to do this, but I was trying to, I guess, quicken the process. Not that embossing takes a while, but I just wanted to do something really quick and simple, so I decided to use this StazOn ink instead. And I've been really enjoying using it. I had gotten it a while back and I totally forgot about it, and I decided to bring it out for my Christmas series. And again, I'm just using a couple of snowflakes from that same set, and you can see here that that cotton white adheres beautifully to this. Now, once you're finished with this StazOn, you want to clean your stamps immediately because this is a permanent ink. It's not like a dye ink where it'll stain it, and it's not like a distress ink where you can just wash it away. It is a permanent ink, so you really want to make sure that you wash your stamps really well. I use the StazOn ink or stamp cleaner, and it came off beautifully. I had just added it on and rubbed at it really well with a microfiber cloth, and it came clean just fine. Gonna get that put away so it doesn't dry out at all. And here I'm kind of off screen, but I'm really cleaning off those stamps really well, and I didn't have any issues getting them to come clean or having any issues with them staining or ruining the stamps at all. Worked out just fine. Excuse me. Once I had that done, we can get ready to assemble our little tags here. I'm going to assemble one of the tags completely for the first time, and then I'm going to speed through the assembly of the other ones. The process of assembly is all of the same for each of the tags. The only difference is on this first one, I added the foam adhesive all the way up the top, but on the other ones, I decided to not add that foam adhesive at the top. It was just a personal preference. Just not so I didn't use up so much of that foam adhesive. And I'm just using those Derice thin foam strips. Now, these aren't available anymore, but you could just cut down some regular foam adhesive. I know Waffle Flower has a couple of varieties of this foam adhesive. You could do a bunch of stacks of cardstock as well. I've seen a few creators do that in the past. You could try to turn these into flat shakers, which would be a fun idea as well. So once I had all that adhesive on there, I just took my anti-static powder tool and went around the edges of that little frame so that my my shaker pieces didn't stick anywhere on my tag. And I'm just using a variety of sequins from my stash. You could use any. I just went through and found ones that I felt went really well with the colors of each of the tags. And I also added in some of these silver stars and some iridescent stars, as well as just some colors of sequins that I had. And I'm going to use my MISTI tool to help me get these lined up. I shared this previously where you use your MISTI as like a tool to help you get everything lined up. You just place everything up in that top corner and everything kind of just fits together nicely. I just take the foam out of mine so it kind of sets down inside of my MISTI, and I can just set everything up in that corner, and there you have a cute little shaker tag. I was so pleased at how cute these turned out. I've got a few more ideas like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, so if you guys would like to see some more tags, they don't necessarily have to be shaker tags. I have an idea for a nice just plain flat shaker that I think would be a fun idea. I'm just using some ribbon from my stash. I think I got this from Hobby Lobby to decorate my house with. It's a really nice wide piece of ribbon that fits beautifully into that little slot there. The die set comes with some hole reinforcers if you wanted to use those. I just decided not to. It was just a personal preference, but if you wanted to add that detail, you totally could. And I love that this is a nice sturdy ribbon, so if somebody wanted to use these tags as an ornament later on, they could definitely do that. And then I'm just adhering the images down with some liquid adhesive, a nice strong one that adheres pretty quickly. I'm using the Barely Arts adhesive. It dries really fast, so it doesn't slide around on that clear plastic. Next, I'm going to speed through this process here. Everything is just the same as I did on that first card, the first tag is I'm just adding the foam adhesive first. And like I mentioned, I'm not going to add it to the top there. I just decided not to. Whenever I add the ribbon, that really kind of pinches together so you don't have to worry about seeing any of that extra adhesive. So again, going around adding that foam adhesive. I really had a lot of fun creating these tags. I showed them to my dad and he was like, these are really great. They're really fun, and he thinks I should try to sell these. And I was like, no, I don't know. I just love to create them and watch my family get enjoyment out of them and my friends. So I really think that I may have caught the gift tag bug. These were just so fun, and they really didn't take that long. The longest part about it was the coloring of the images, because I kind of did it as an assembly line style, where you could definitely mass produce a bunch of these tags if you just wanted to sit down and color a ton of images from different companies. You could do them from all sorts of different companies and just do a bunch of coloring and then create all of your tags. Again, if you didn't want to do the shakers to make the process go by a little bit faster, you could just do plain flat shakers or flat card. Oh my gosh, I keep saying cards. I'm so used to doing cards that I totally keep getting myself all mixed up with what I'm doing here. I'm not used to not doing a card. So I had a little bit of issue here with my sequins sticking to my tape, but I got those cleaned up nicely. And again, you could add a stamp on the back of this, you know, a to and from sort of thing. I just decided to leave it blank. I really like the idea of stamping it personally, or not stamping, but writing a nice personal message on the back of that, where you could put the date or anything like that. But I really think this would be a fun mass production project, and you could definitely get your kids involved in something like this. They could help attach all of the little critters and put the ribbon on and write a greeting on the back. It would be a fun gift idea for their friends at school. So once I had all of those assembled, I'm going to go ahead and get all of the little critters attached and the ribbon attached. I think I'm going to do the ribbon first, and they're all different sizes. Now, if you wanted them to be even, you could definitely cut all the ribbon the same size and then attach it all, but I just decided to do them one at a time. And I like how they're all, they match really well with each other, even though the blue ones have a red ribbon. If you wanted to change the ribbon up so that it would matched better with each of the individual colors, you could, but I think that this white and red ribbon went beautifully with all of them. These last two I decided to do them the same size just to simplify the process. And I'm just doing a really simple knot here. You could get elaborate and do some other kind of knots if you wanted to add some fun greenery at the top or some bells. I think some cute little jingle bells would be cute on here with some burlap ribbon. I think that would be really cute too. There, I've got all of my tags assembled, and now I can go in with my Barely Art adhesive and add all of my little images. And I tried to kind of adhere the trees in accordance to where each of the little critters' tags were, kind of how they were facing, so they weren't either overlapping the tree too much or to where they, it didn't look kind of off. And these are so fun. I love these so much. We'll go ahead and get these last few images on here. I just love the Santa one. He's super sweet. You could do a whole bunch of just plain Santa ones and color the Santa outfits to match the color of the tags. I think that would be a cute idea as well. I hope you're enjoying the series so far this year. I am enjoying creating them. I have been flooded with ideas and all sorts of fun things, and I'm super excited for the holidays this year. I am so in the mood to start baking and decorating and having a good time with the holidays and the kids this year. And that will finish up my video for today. I really hope you enjoyed these fun shaker gift tags featuring some cute images from Mama Elephant. These tags were a real joy to create, and I loved sharing them with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. It lets YouTube know that you're enjoying the content that I'm bringing to you. And please consider hitting the subscribe and the little notification bell so you don't miss out on any more videos here at my YouTube channel and during my Christmas series. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon. Bye! On screen, I've got a few videos that I think you'll enjoy. Consider hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more videos at my YouTube channel.